Guys, Lindsay here with Sorbet Family Farm. It may seem odd to you that a farm channel is going to talk about things like the moon and spiritual things and intuitive promptings and things of that nature, but to be quite honest, that's just who I am. So I have things to say. So if you guys aren't into that sort of a thing, this is not my normal content. It's not going to be, I don't think. So you might just want to bypass this video if that's something that's totally against your own spiritual beliefs and whatnot. I believe that everybody can have their own opinion to everything, and there's no need to fight or argue about that sort of thing. So anyways, leading up to this new moon, I have felt very much like I needed to break free, that I needed to burst forth, that I needed to just escape. And that I just need to basically set myself free, because there's all these bondages and baggages and things that they're always weighing me down, and they're always making me feel certain ways, and very uncomfortable ways sometimes too. And there's a lot of times throughout my life where I've randomly felt as though I've been imprisoned and stuff. When we lived in town, I had felt all the time, anytime that I would step outside, that I was living in a prison. And that, there's been times that living with where we're at now that I feel that way, and that I have felt that way. And to be quite honest, for the last several days, I've been feeling like this urge to just break free, to just run, to just, get rid of everything that doesn't bring me value and just set myself free. Okay. So a lot of times when I'm feeling different things like that, the universe will somewhat mirror it back to me to confirm it, that my intuitive prompting, that it's not just a, moment of fleeting anxiety or a fight or flight response or anything like that. Every now and again, the universe will mirror it back to me. And this weekend, it got mirrored back to me so loud and clear that I could not deny it anymore. So it all started on Saturday morning. I was working on milking the goat, and our new dog, she actually had escaped the house and ran out towards the barn, started jumping on top of ducks. Nobody got hurt. Everything was fine. She didn't attack anybody or anything of the sort like that. She almost got beat up by a goose, though, that was trying to defend the ducks. So, it was pretty neat to see the goose in action, to see what they would do. Hello, Lucky. I'm working on fixing the fence, which I'll explain why. So she escaped, and I thought, that's awful odd that she escaped. She's not escaped before, but it was really easy to catch her. So it was, thankfully it was a good thing. But so she had escaped, and I thought, man, this is so bizarre that I've been feeling intuitively that I just need to break free, that I just need to get out, that I need to just be free. There's no other way to say it. So when she escaped, I'm like, man, that is so bizarre. Then the next day happened. And Wilbur, our mature buck, our breeding buck, our male goat that's intact, he escaped. And I'm like, this is bizarre. Like, Lucky, he's escaped several different times. Like, no matter where we've lived, if he sees us outside, he wants to hang out with us, we don't give him enough attention to his liking, then he will escape. Which, not a good feature of the goat. But he's the only one that has ever jumped a fence, that has ever gotten out, that's ever even tried. Okay, so somehow Wilbur got out, and somehow he escaped into the pasture that everybody else is in, which is, kind of a sketchy thing, because we have young girls in here that are too young to be bred, and I really hope that he did not successfully breed them while he was in here, because he was in here for several hours. We did not know because we were in the house. So that was very, very unfortunate. So we got him back in there. We got the fence somewhat fixed. I figured it'd be fine for the night, that I could fix it in the morning. This morning I come out, and he had escaped again. And I'm like, my God, this is frustrating. Like, it's really dangerous to try to move him by myself, because of the fact that I would have then had to potentially let all 10 goats loose from the barn, and it was a nightmare. So we had our daughter come back over, and she brought her fiance over, and they both helped me get everything situated, which is kind of funny because they actually helped me get everything squared away the night before. Hello, Lucky. Please don't burp in my face. It doesn't smell nice when you burp in my face. Okay? You can sit there, but no burping. Oh, it's awful when they burp. But so he gets out, and I'm like, this is so bizarre that this is happening yet again. And I'm like, man, I hear you. I see you. I hear you. I understand what is happening here, that it is really being mirrored back to me, that it is time to essentially break free from an old mold, shed my old skin, allow myself to birth into who I've been really held back and afraid to birth into and stuff. And I'm just like, man, this is really, really like kind of a big deal, because there's things behind the scenes that are happening that at some point, I'll bring you guys along. But it's if you've been watching for any length of time, I'm sure you could guess what I'm hinting at. But there's been things that have been going on. So it's been like one of those things I was like, wow, what I'm feeling is really being confirmed. Okay, so today, after I got the goat back in, Lucky, please don't knock my bucket over, bud. Today, after I got the goat back in, I was looking around the other pasture area in here to try to figure out how Wilbur got in, because Wilbur is not very tall. He's not a very big goat. Most people probably would not have used him as a buck to breed with, but he has a very nice temperament. He's a very loving soul, except for when he's really super hopped up on testosterone, like yesterday and today. But so I was trying to figure out where he came in at. So I figured it out that it was over in here where when we were cutting up firewood several months ago, a big long log piece actually rolled into this post, bent it downward some, and I'm thinking that he used this huge log here to sort of jump over the fence. That's the only thing I could think of. So instead of, there's a deer over there. That's distracting me. But so instead of just trying to pull this post out over here and then replace it, it would have been really, really difficult. So I was like, you know what, the goats can use a few more feet. It's not going to be a big deal to expand their pasture now. Everything is thawed and wet. It's very easy to put posts in. So while I was doing this, I was thinking when I was on the first post over here, maybe the second post right over there, I only put 4 in. I was thinking, I'm like, man, I don't even know if this is worth doing. This is not what I want to be doing right now. I don't want to be expanding this pasture here. I want to do something different. I want to break free from this. I don't want to keep going on this same cycle of basically using Band-Aids to treat bullet wounds and things of that nature. And I just kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. So I, took one of the T-posts and I tossed it over to where it was roundabout's going to go. And I heard this weird clunk of like metal hitting metal. And I'm like, don't tell me there's more trash that's being dug up here. Like that there's just, this property has a lot of rubbish on it and trash and scrap pieces buried everywhere. Somebody had told us that at one point there was a bunch of freezers buried back in here. So like to be careful where you step and that sort of a thing. So I'm like, oh man, like what did I find? Like this is just ridiculous. And I was getting kind of ticked because I'm like, just one more freaking thing. So I get to that last post and I moved the leaves and all that stuff to see what it was that I found. Like, is it safe to stand here? Am I going to be into a giant pit? Who knows? I flip it over, the piece of metal, and as you guys can see, it is a massive regular size stop sign. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna allow myself to break free into this new year, into this new cycle. Allow myself to birth into the new version of me, the less scared version of me. The version of me, I need to break out of the version of me that wants to basically hide everything about myself that might be controversial. Hide the aspects of me that I hope that nobody finds out and stuff that, I'm afraid. There's things that I'm afraid of and things of that nature that talking about them makes me nervous. And I've decided that, with this sign and then all the other signs of needing to escape, needing to break out, needing to break free of different things, that this is very much the overarching theme of this new moon, of this new year, of this new everything, of this new version of self. And it just really hit me like a ton of bricks when I seen that stop. That confirmation that I am on the right path, that things are moving forward, that things are not stuck anymore, that I'm not imprisoned anymore, that it's not going to be this way forever. And to be quite honest, it felt really good. Really, really good. Normally new moons don't affect me this way. Normally it's the full moons that really bring forth some big profound insight. It's profound insight and wisdom and stuff. But for this time of year, at this time, 2 days before the year ends, the final new moon, to have all these things piling up together and all these intuitive promptings and the dreams that I've been having and all this stuff, it's just been absolutely beautiful. So I just want to share that with you guys. I hope that my message found you well. If you guys have any weird new moon things that have happened, like on your homestead, your farm, or even just in your life, if you don't do, the same lifestyle as I do, because not everybody's the same, I would actually love to hear about it in the comment section, because this is just something that's really been on my heart lately to talk with you guys about and to share with you guys sort of what I'm picking up on that's beyond, just, the physical farming realm. So anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.